Hi everybody, welcome back. It's Samantha, Kansas City Stitcher here for Flosstube number 26. Today's Monday, June 3rd, I think. I'm pretty sure that's right. I was on vacation for almost all of last week. I got some stitching done. I changed some things. My husband makes things out of bourbon barrels and he made me a bookshelf. It is not organized how I want it to be organized. That's okay. I'll do it another time. He put the books on there, so. I've had some new subscribers, so welcome. I'm gonna say a little bit about me because I don't think I've said anything about me in a long time. And I think, honestly, I deleted the videos that I talked about myself. Because I was mad at YouTube. That's a whole different story that I'm not gonna go into. My name is Samantha. I live in Kansas City. I actually live a little bit north of Kansas City, so I'm not directly in Kansas City. I am married. My husband and I have been together for almost 7 years. We have been married for almost 3 of those years. I have a daughter. She's 10. I've talked about her in the past. I haven't talked about her a lot recently. That's just neither here nor there. I'm 30 years old. I'm sure that I've said that recently because I turned 30 in March and I am starting 30 projects this year because of it. I actually have finished 1 or 2 of those said projects that I started, so there's that. I have a lot. So, oh, I work at a gas station, which is, I love it. I've worked in a gas station for a really long time at this point. I absolutely love it. I have my cosmetology license. I will never touch another person's hair again. I hate it. Besides my own. I will color my own hair and use professional hair dye for that. But if you see flies, just so you know, my husband doesn't like to close any doors in this house. I get on to him about that all the time. So, without further ado, I am gonna... Sorry, I had a piece of, like, dog fur in my eye. Oh, another thing. I have huskies. Siberian huskies. Maybe I'll insert a few pictures of them. I have a puppy. She is gonna be 15 weeks old this week. I have 2 other puppies still left that I need to find a home for because they cannot stay at my house much longer. They're driving me a little bit batty at this point. I have a chinchilla. I have 4 prairie dogs. Maybe I'll insert a picture of them too while I'm at it. We have chickens. Those are my husband's. They are not mine. I think that's it. I got a new blanket that I'm absolutely in love with. Horror movies all the way. Without further ado, though, I fully finished a couple of things that I had previously had finished. I finished the Goonies last year. I just did a hoop finish. I will not show you my terrible back because I have not put the felt over the back of the ship that I'm going to. This, I believe, was a Jody dyed fabric. And it was 14 count Ada. And I did another hoop finish. Whoops. And yes, I know that it's a cut off a little bit, but that's okay. I was trying to center it when maybe I should have used more fabric, just shown more fabric on this side and just moved it over so it was, but it's okay. I'm happy with it. I'm not going to fix it. And I don't have enough fabric left to fix it with the way I've done the back of this. So, these are beautiful. This is 100% a channel about your mental health at this point because it's very important to me. Take your meds. Don't take your meds. Whichever you prefer. It's all fine. I'm just going to put it on the ground. I'm gonna do a mid-year whip parade soon. I'm thinking about filming it after I'm done doing this Flosstube, but we'll see. I have a couple of previous finishes that I was gonna re-show because I'm thinking about what I want to do to finish them. They've been in a bag, not completely done, for a while. This I think I'm gonna frame though. This is a witchy stitcher. It's on 14 count black Ada. I don't know what color floss this was. I'm pretty sure it was DMC. I finished this. This is the first project I've finished as an adult coming back into cross stitch, because I cross stitch at 8 years old. My grandma taught me. I finished this in 2020, and it says, I don't always wear black. Sometimes I wear nothing. I love this. And I think that this will fit in an 8x10 frame perfectly. This, I don't remember the name of this. It's a bendy stitchy. And I want to get this finished as a bag, a project bag. But I don't have the skill set to do a project bag, and nor do I want to learn how to sew, because I don't have a sewing machine and I'm good. I don't want to buy a sewing machine because that means I'll want to do other things, like learn to quilt, and I do not need to do that. This is the second thing I finished as an adult. This is a very stiff Ada 14 count. This was also a witchy stitcher, and this has been in a bag, obviously, for a long time, because it's now a little bit discolored. You're not invited to my funeral. Stand your ground, guys. Set boundaries and stand your ground. As a 30-year-old, it took me that long to figure it out. This is a Hello from Liz Matthews. It's just a bunch of hocus pocus. I almost think I want to finish this as like a drum. I'm not sure though, because I don't, that would be a really big drum. I don't know that I want to do that, but maybe I could find one of those long skinny frames. I might look at Michael's and see what they have in their clearance section on frames. This is a Picture This Plus 28 count. I don't remember the name of this fabric, but I know that I have some left because I cut it, because I have a project that I'm wanting to start with it. This is a Barbara Anna that I think I'm also going to frame. This is 28 count Huntress by Picture This Plus. And I love this. Love it. And I'm pretty sure I used all the called for floss. I'm pretty sure I bought everything on 1-2-3 Stitch. This is another Barbara Anna. All Hallows Eve, I'm pretty sure is the name of this. I don't know why I used the fabric like this. I wish I would have turned my fabric this way, and I would have still had half my fabric. But this is a 28 count. Actually, this might be a 32 count. Handed by Rolanda. And this fabric made me realize that I really don't like stitching on sparkly fabric. It's terrible. Especially with the old Fangirl Fibers silks. It was not a fun experience stitching these pink flowers, but I love it. This I'm also going to put in a frame, I think. This one you guys have seen recently because I finished it recently, but I'm going to frame this. It's going to go on my horror movie wall because Sleepy Hollow. That's it. That's all my old ones. I have finished a couple new ones. This will be, I knew that was going to happen, and anyway, I finished my ghost face, Valentine ghost face. This is 20 count pink chocolate by Be Stitch Me. This is using none of the called for colors. I changed them all to teal because, well, my husband and I aren't pinkish reddish people. Actually, my favorite color used to be red, but I'm telling you now, it has definitely changed to teal. I love it. I almost don't like this color of this, though. The part that says ghost face, it's almost hard to see. It's almost hard to see even in person. However, I'm not picking any of this out. It's going to stay just like this. It's right underneath my other one that I have no idea what got on this, but it's okay. It'll come out. I gotta take this out of the hoop because it also has a new start on it. I finished my April Showers by the Frosted Pumpkin. I don't know where my needle just went. Oh my gosh. Okay, it's still there. I was not gonna be good. This is on a 28 count natural linen. And I just picked colors from Stash. This is fantastic. Don't mind the hoop mark. I'm gonna make these into pillows when I'm done. I love this. I wasn't sure about this yellow whenever I started, but I've come to very much enjoy it. That's it for finishes. New starts. Well, I'm just gonna start with this one but I'm actually working on it right now. I am at like 70% in Summer Nights, also by the Frosted Pumpkin. Slightly Bananas, Rebecca. It's Rebecca, right? Yeah. And I are stitching these together. She messaged me and asked me if I wanted to start another one, and I said, yep, you know it. So, I'm, again, not using any of the called for colors. I just am picking colors from Stash. And this is actually supposed to be more red. I'll insert a picture of what the end result's supposed to be. I have no idea where I was. My husband interrupted me. That's the husky. Oh. Next start. That's actually like the first start, but you know. I've been calling this Skull Sampler. That is really not what it's called. It's, I don't know. Stitching Spell is who the designer is. If it's the designer, I don't know. It could be stolen. I bought this like as one of the first patterns that I bought. So I honestly, I really can't tell you, but this is big. And this is going to be a whip for a while, I think. I don't know. This is on 32 count. Hand dyed by Rolanda. And this is using a Mosale silk called Cashmere, I think is the name of it. Oh, no, Clary. My bad. This is gorgeous. I am so glad I changed the floss for this. It was supposed to be a hand dyed by Rolanda variegated floss, but I put this silk up next to this fabric and I said, nope, that's the one. That's the one right there. Ugh. I started this for Murder May. And for my 30 for 30. I actually think that I had this planned for a start in May anyway. But then Cat at Wicked Cat Stitch said Murder May, and skulls, murder, crows. I think there's a crow on it. I could be wrong. I don't know. But I couldn't say no to Murder May. I couldn't do it. My next start is, it was planned as well for my 30 for 30. And I started it on June 1st. It's Carriage House Samplings Strawberry Dream. And I started it on June 1st because Marjorie made. Started a strawberry moon sal. Strawberries are my absolute favorite fruit of all time. I am totally obsessed with them. And yeah, this is stitched on a 14 count Ada pewter, and I just picked floss from Stash. Nothing crazy. I actually think most of this is Cosmo. And I'm going to keep this out for a little bit longer. I'm not going to take this off the hoop yet because I want to... This is as tall as it gets and as wide as it gets, so... This is fantastic. That's definitely going to stay out for a little bit. And my last start. This was another 30 for 30 project, and I barely started this. I started it and worked on it for one day. It's my Jurassic Park. I'm doing this for my husband. He's completely obsessed with Jurassic Park. He doesn't drink coffee, but nonetheless, he likes this. He saw it and said, oh my gosh, I am stitching this on 20 count pink chocolate because I still have plenty of this fabric left, and I will have plenty of it left after this because this is a small pattern. And I think once I'm done with this, I know that there's another Jurassic Park. It's for tea, I think. I'm gonna buy that, and I'm gonna stitch it on pink chocolate. And if you look real close, you can see all the dog fur, but it's fine. I'm thinking about doing a flat fold whenever this is done. This looks so good. And I'm just using the Call for DMC. Let's get to my whips, shall we? Up first is my crossword by Long Dog. I am stitching this on 18 count Atypical by Mystic Fabrics. I am using Hand-Dye by Rolanda Floss and Color and Cotton Blue Bonnet, I think. I finished the word friends. That was my May word. And I have started my June word, which will be family. This is so good. This is so good. I have plans for this next year to be done. I need it done. And I'm going to keep this out, and I'm going to finish the word family. So hopefully that's done next video. I worked a little bit on my husband and I's anniversary piece. I don't know why I pulled this out, to be honest, but that's fine. It's Rosewood Manors, my token of love. There are two things that I really stitch on. Well, three. Things for my husband that I know he'll like. I don't want it to just be my stuff hanging up in the house. Things for us as a couple. Because, well, I love my husband very much. And kind of obsessed with him. It's okay. And well, I don't know. I like my spooky stuff too, but I know that I stitch other things. So I guess I shouldn't say I really stitched 3 things, but oh, I guess I should show the whip. This is on a 32 count. Forbidden Fiber Co. I did not leave myself a very big margin. And I worked up in here. And this is with Night Stalker Calling Cotton Candy. I love this. I said earlier him and I are really not into pink, but cotton candy, I can get down with cotton candy. And I put our wedding anniversary date on this. Lavender Fields, that's the name of this fabric. It was a fabric of the month. Does it say what year? 2022, January of 2022. I haven't been in Forbidden Fiber Co's fabric of the month in a while. Last but not least, on whips. Bernadette. I am a little bit behind on Bernadette. I'm about 500 stitches behind, but it's okay because I'll get caught up. I am about 700 stitches away from being done with 310. And then I'll move on to a different color. So I've been working down in here, and I don't know what got spilt on this, but it's okay. It's full coverage. It'll be covered by stitches anyway, so I'm not worried about it. And I'm going to frame this, and I'm going to give this to my aunt whenever I'm done with it. Oh my gosh, looking at it on here, it looks so good. I haven't pulled the Q-snap off since my last video, I don't think. Oh my gosh, I am obsessed with this. It makes me want to work on my full coverages, but I know that if I work on just full coverage, I will get really burnt out. So I don't want to do that for that reason. Because then I'm going to lose my stitchy bug, and I don't want to do that. Let's talk plans next. Because I have some plans. And they kind of incorporate some things I've bought. But first, my last 30 for 30 project for June. Which will be number 15, and it puts me at halfway to my goal for this year. And it is the pomegranate sampler? Pomegranate Quaker, sorry. By Al Forest. This is going to be crazy, you guys. I changed the fabric for this last night. Because I was like, you know what I want to stitch that pomegranate Quaker on? This Hand Dyed by Jody bright yellow fabric. I don't know why. I don't know why I want to do that, but I'm going to. And I know I calculated already to make sure it's going to fit because I wasn't sure. I'm pretty sure this is a Jody fabric. I could be wrong. Jody, I don't think has a fabric of the month anymore. I haven't gotten it in a while anyway, but... And I just grabbed 4 sulkies from that I have. I have a lot of sulkies, so... But... Pinkish, reddish, and I just dropped one on the floor. I'm not going to pick that up. I'm going to pick the pattern up and put it back. I'm going to leave that to the side so I remember to grab that. Next are plans that I'm going to insert a picture for because they are plans that involve the purchase that I made. I bought... My husband interrupted again, it's fine. Anyway, so I bought a pattern. I don't remember the name of the shop. Maybe I'll figure out, I've not figured this part out on editing, but maybe I'll figure out the name of the shop and I'll put it down here somewhere. I don't know. And it's called Let Toxic Bridges Burn. I'm going to insert a picture. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of my own life story or anything because I'm 30 years old, and last year, well, it's been almost 10 months actually, I stopped talking to my mother. I went no contact with her because she said some things that, well, were very disrespectful and very toxic, and I'm a firm believer at this point in life that if you can't be nice to me when I haven't done anything to you, then I don't need to talk to you anymore. So, let toxic bridges burn. I'm gonna do it on 14 count Black Ada. I pulled floss similar to the color palette. I told myself I wouldn't cry talking about this, so I'm not going to talk about the reasons that I don't talk to my mom anymore. I will just say that she said things that were very disrespectful to me that had to do with my kid, and she thinks that my daughter is her child and she treats her that way. And I have finally, at 29 years old, because that's how old I was, decided that it was time to put my foot down. And that is that. With that said, my brother lives with her because he was struggling in life down with his wife, and him and his wife have moved in with my mom. And he called me and he said some terrible things to me. Me and him were still on speaking terms after I didn't talk to her anymore. And I decided that it was time for me to not talk to any of them. My dad and my mom are not married. They haven't been married since I was a very young child. And he has been very supportive. Him and I really didn't talk that much until I was about 16. When him and my mom separated when I was 4, he kind of left, and I saw him every now and then, but we really didn't have a relationship, and you know, that's okay. At 16, he finally decided to come around, and he has been a dad to me, and that's all I could ask for. So, that's all I'm gonna say, because otherwise I'm gonna cry, and I don't want to do that. Next, I bought Kat. I'm gonna blame you for this too, because she's doing a round robin, and I said that I would participate, and it's okay. She has 5 people, including herself, doing it that spoke up before me and that she's been friends with longer than her and I've been talking, and I'm okay with it. But I'm still going to participate in my own way. I'm going to start it. I'm just going to stitch all 5. And it's the Mama Witch X Stitch, Halloween cross stitch, penguins, pumpkin, I think there's a zombie, something else, I don't know. I pulled all the DMC called for, and the other half of my Hocus Pocus will be used for them. This is gonna be so good. And it should be big enough. But I'm gonna start in the middle, because I'll insert a picture of what it is. But yes, so good. Y'all, I purchased a lot. So we're just gonna go into purchases. I purchased 2 patterns, not just the Let Bridges Burn. I also purchased Everyday, make every day looks your best looks different every day. Because, well, your best looks different every day. Sometimes you can only put in 50% of the work, and that's your best for that day, and that's okay. So, I bought that. I got my fabric of the month in from We Stitch Me. I'm in the mixed club. And I changed my fabric from the last time I was getting it to 22 count Aida. And this is Gray Magic. Oh, this is, I mean, brilliant, honestly. I kind of have an idea that I want to do on this, but I'm not sure yet. This is really soft. I don't know if it's something about the 22 count. I don't know, I kind of wanted to change it up. I was doing 20 count and I was like, you know what I want to do? Something even smaller. But I'm really enjoying the Aida right now, so. I went to the thrift store. I posted this on Instagram. My Instagram is the same name as my Flosstube. So I went to the thrift store, Savers, and I found Country Seasons. This is the winter. There are 4, and it tells you the editions that the other ones are in. I bought this because this is 1994. This is the year I was born, and I don't know, something about it was calling my name. And this is how much of it is already done. I am definitely not using the needle that this person was using. Look at this big hunker of a needle. That is massive. That is gonna find a place in the trash, because I'm never gonna use this thing. I mean, it's like almost the size of a snowman. And it came with all of the DMC and a pair of scissors for $4.49. Can't beat that. This is like a winter edition of this magazine, and there's actually like another pattern in here. I flipped through it after I bought it, and I was like, ooh, that's cute. I might stitch that. I don't know if I will or not, but I might. I haven't added this to my whip list yet, but I'm gonna try to find the other thing that I was like, oh, I kind of like that. I'm not really a Christmas stitcher, but well, and I don't normally stitch alphabets, but I really liked this alphabet tree. Yeah, I don't know. But I don't know if I'll stitch it or not. We'll see, but I'm thinking about it. I probably should finish this whip first. That's, you know, somebody abandoned a whip and they had it at the thrift store, and I thought, that needs a home at my house. It, however, is going to get moved out of that plastic bag now that I showed it. I bought some Moselle Silks because I clearly have a problem with Moselle. And she sent a wax too, like a thread wax. I bought 2 skeins of Sandy Belle, 1 Spring Sky, that's pretty, 1 Grape Lollipop. I love that. I should have bought 2 skeins of that. I don't know what I was thinking. And guac. Because I noticed as I went through my stuff that I don't have a lot of greens. I don't know why. Well, I mean, I guess I don't stitch a lot of stuff with green, but my husband got this for me. It's a Dimensions. He found it at a flea market. a Dimension Gold Petite. Noel ornament. It's cute. I don't know when I'll stitch it, but I mean, obviously it comes with everything. It's a Dimension. I got my Fabulous House number 6 in the mail because I'm in the auto ship for the Fabulous House series with Top Knot. Abby from Top Knot. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. I like this one, but I don't know, I'm just not obsessed. And I get the overdyed floss with it that it calls for. I bought some patterns. I went on the Stitching Spells with like whatever format they're on now because they're no longer on Etsy, which is where I originally bought it. And when I did, that was a mistake because Johnny Depp. Pirates of the Caribbean, I've heard that they're going to make more and Johnny Depp's no longer going to be in it, and Samantha will not be watching them because, well, Jack Sparrow has to be in them, and Johnny Depp can be the only person playing Captain Jack Sparrow, so that's obviously, you know, gotta be a thing. I don't know what to call this, but this is fantastic. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to just stitch the whole thing or if I'm just going to stitch motifs out of it, because originally I kind of wanted to just stitch motifs out of it, but I really like this top border. I don't know about this side border. It's kind of, well, it's boring, but, and this is fantastic. And I really bought it because of these lips and this bat. Yeah. And this. I really like this. So, I don't know. In the month of May, I know I already bought a Carolyn Manning, but she was having a sale, like 25% off in May, so I bought some others. Biofrost Bridge, yes, those are my colors right there. Aquamarine, I had to buy this, and it comes with 4 smalls, like 4 little bitty ones. I was born in March. My birthstone is aquamarine. I love aquamarine. I have a birthstone ring. It needs to be cleaned, but it's fine. Yep. I bought a unicorn. It's 4 smalls. And I really, really like this one. And I think it'll be the first one I start. And then I got hummingbird because, well, I mean, again, those colors, they're just fantastic. When am I going to start any of these? I don't know. I don't know. But I have them. And, well, Murder May was going on, so I bought some other witchy stitchers. I bought How to Survive a Horror Movie, because that has to go on my horror wall, right? It has to go on my horror movie wall that I don't have done yet, because I stitched 2 things to go on it right now. And Freddy Krueger is my absolute favorite. Nightmare on Elm Street is, well, it's so Sweet Dreams. You know I had to get that. Sure did. And I actually picked a fabric for this already. I'm going to use this, I don't know what that is on it, but green fabric for Sweet Dreams. Oh, yes. This is a 28 count, 32 count. This is 28 count linen that I dyed myself a long time ago. I haven't dyed fabric in a while. I have a lot of white Ada though that I could dye some of that. I don't have any of the floss thread in here, but, and I have 14 count black Ada in here for the horror movie. Those are going to go in different bags. I just put them in the same bag for that. My last 3 purchases. I don't remember who mentioned this shop, but I wish I would have known exactly where they were located, because they live where they went to the post office and used the post office at is about 20 minutes from my house. And I definitely should have I could have messaged her and probably just met her and just paid her. And then she wouldn't have had to go, you know, to the USPS. Anyway, the Digi Stitchery. Yeah. I got 20 count Ada. This is Unicorn Dreams. I got the opal. I know that I just said I don't really like sparkly things, but I don't know. With this one, I kind of couldn't help myself. I don't know what I'm putting on that. And then I got 20 count Love Notes. I got a bigger piece of this. These are printed fabrics. And honestly, she's very reasonable priced. They are very reasonably priced. And I actually put a pattern in here that I've had for a while from Country Cottage Needleworks. Because, well, a heart tree and heart house has to go on heart fabric, right? I don't know. And this one I am going to pull out because this in here does not do it justice. This is 20 count Spooky. I do not know what I'm going to put on this, but it's going to be something fantastic. This is awesome. Yeah, and it's printed, so. My gosh. I'm going to have to look through my patterns and see what I have, or see what I don't need to buy. Yes. This is so good. Kind of reminds me of the Northern Lights a little bit. Honestly, this looks really good on camera too. That, like, that's really accurate. Yeah. Yeah. I thought about putting the Sweet Dreams on this, but then I was like, I actually really want it on that green. I will say something, because whenever I took this fabric out and I really looked at it whenever I first got it, this is really awesome. Her thing actually has a project note on the back of it. That is genius. I wish more people did this, honestly. This is fantastic. Like, it has notes, it has the floss colors, pattern designer, pattern name, the size of the pattern, the date you started it, the date you finished it, project name. I mean, that is awesome. And I'm going to use it. 100% I will be using that on whatever project I decide to put with those fabrics. The problem is I know that Love Notes one, the project is going to be smaller, so I'm only going to be able to use that tracker for one project because, well, it only has enough space for one project. And I write really big. I've only been reading one book, and I've been reading it for a while. Because, well, it's Crescent City 2, the second one, the House of Sky and Breath. And until I get through the last 8 hours, according to Audible, I have Audible version that I've been listening to in the car, and I have my hardback version that I've been reading at home. That's not behind me because I asked my husband to make me a Sarah J. Maas shelf. Because, well, Sarah J. Maas. So, I'm on like chapter 50. And I really am ready to get to book 3. I think that's it. That's really all I have. I have a big giant mess around me. It's massive. And I'm not sure yet, but I think that when I'm done with this, I may or may not film my whip parade. I don't know. We'll see. If not, I'll film it next week on Monday. Hopefully. I have a lot of editing to do, so I think I'm gonna get to it. So, thank you for returning, or thank you for coming. Sorry, I needed to plug in my phone. Have a good stitching week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.